In this video, we are going to talk all about the crazy weather patterns that everybody's talking about in Bremerton, the Pacific Northwest, and the Puget Sound in general. What's up, everybody? It's Cassandra Lopez with the Living in Bremerton channel. If you're new to the channel, you're going to want to go ahead and subscribe. This channel is all about living in Bremerton. So whether you are moving here for the first time or maybe you've been here for a while and just want to know more, be sure and subscribe and tap that little bell so you're notified every time I drop a new video. And you can reach out to me directly. This is my cell phone and my email. I look forward to seeing how I can support your relocation to Bremerton, Washington. So the Pacific Northwest encompasses Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and Alaska. And specifically, we're focusing on the Puget Sound region in Washington. So the Puget Sound is that body of water in Western Washington that comes in from the Pacific Ocean and goes right by Seattle. And then directly across there is Bremerton and down to Olympia, which is our state capital. So the Puget Sound in general enjoys a temperate maritime climate. Doesn't get too hot, doesn't get too cold. It's very coastal in places like windy and stuff. But it is known for its rainfall, which contributes to all the lush greenery that we all love and we see all over the place up here. On average, the Puget Sound receives about 37 to 38 inches of precipitation per year, with Bremerton getting 50 to 55. So it's slightly higher than that. And those numbers can vary dramatically from season to season and from location to location. Winters are for sure wetter. Most of that coming through November through March. Most of it rain, but some of it is also from snowfall. But summers, on the other hand, can be quite dry. I mean, we go months without rain sometimes. Everyone's yards turn brown and all the grass and everything dies. But us locals have adapted to all the rainfall with, all of our indoor activities. Maybe that's why we have a plethora of coffee shops, but mostly we just stock up on rain gear and get outside anyway. So now we're going to talk about the Olympic rain shadow and what it means for Bremerton specifically. So if you're looking on like a Google map and you find Bremerton, which is 12 miles due west of Seattle. So if you find Seattle, go west across the Puget Sound and then west further, you'll be at the Olympic Peninsula. And on the Olympic Peninsula is the Olympic National Forest and also the Olympic Mountain Range. And the Olympics play a really huge part in our regional weather patterns. So as moist air from the Pacific Ocean moves inland, so it's coming from the Pacific going east and it hits those mountains, the mountains will have the air then rise and cool. And a lot of that air, the moisture from that air will fall where it's at. So think the Olympic National Forest, it's a temperate rainforest. They get like feet of rain per year. So that's where most of the rainfall will drop. So once you get north and a little bit east of the Olympic Mountains, so in places like Sequim, Port Angeles, like Olive Island County, so like Whidbey Island and up there, the San Juans, you're gonna be in the Olympic rain shadow, which means it gets fewer inches of rainfall per year and more sunny days per year because most of the moisture from those incoming systems from the ocean have already fallen on the Olympic rainforest. If you ever spent time in Sequim, then you know they're famous for their lavender fields. So they have all these amazing lavender fields that they grow year round because they take advantage of more sunlight per year and fewer rainy days. So if you go south and inland a little further, you will find Kitsap County. Kitsap County is right on the Puget Sound. It's south of Island County where, San Juan Islands and Whidbey and stuff are. And if you look at the geography and the topography of Bremerton and Kitsap, we are east of the Olympics, but we are west of the Cascade Mountain Range, which is on the east side. And so we are kind of like in this little basin, if you will, between these two giant mountain ranges, which can cause weather to get trapped in that basin. And so that's why we have a higher precipitation rainfall per year over the average of the Puget Sound in general. My experience personally from having lived here for 23 years is that most of the rainfall comes down in drizzles. We have a few, like maybe 2 or 3 really good rainstorms rainstorms a year where it feels like a torrential downpour. But for the most part, it's a drizzle or a light rain. And if it's not that, then it's just kind of like overcast during those wet months, you know, like November through March. Obviously more days are rainy than not, but you know, that's just our weather pattern here. Fun fact, we average fewer inches of rainfall per year than Houston, Atlanta, and Dallas. In fact, the Seattle Metro doesn't even rank in the top 10 wettest cities as far as accumulation of inches of rain. And Washington State isn't even in the top 10 for states for rain per year. So chew on that for a minute. In conclusion, if you're thinking of moving here or you already live here, it's just a good idea to invest in a good rain jacket and some waterproof shoes or boots and get outside. If you like that video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, tap that little bell so you're notified every time I drop a new video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and reach out to me if there is anything I can do to support you. See you on the channel.